We are live. The home of the Raptors in wonderful Toronto. So, the NBA on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us this Sunday afternoon. Here we go. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony.
Welcome, everyone. Courtside with two ex-NBA stars, Grant Hill and Brent Barry. I'm Brian Anderson. We've got Allie LaForce on the sidelines tonight as well. Now here's Ball. Booker for three. Nails it from beyond the arc. Grant, when you talk about these two teams tonight, I think it's fair to expect a barrage of three-point shooting.
Oh, for sure, B.A. That's the usual game plan from both sides. It's going to be raining threes here tonight. And if they're falling, it's going to be a high-scoring affair.
You give Barnes any kind of opening, he's going to attack that rim.
Ball outside. Back to Duren. Barnes with the rebound. Quickly outside. Fires the three. Out of bounds. It'll be Phoenix's ball. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I caught up with Coach Darko Rajakovic. As you can imagine, the team spent much of their practice preparing for Devin Booker. Coach said there's no great way to defend him. He can beat you at the rim, from mid-range, well beyond the arc as well. And on top of all that, he creates for others. Brian?
As always, Allie, we thank you. And you know, Brent, Scotty Barnes does so much for this team. That includes creating for others.
Yeah, I think that's probably the #1 attribute. He's got the length and size to be a defender that can guard 2 through 4, BA, but Scotty's a problem because he can create opportunities and advantage on the offensive end.
They get it again. Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
You have to put a body on Duren. He's quick, he's athletic, and he has that 7'5" wingspan.
Pass to Levine. Now here's Barnes. Quickly outside. 6 on the shot clock. This one for three. Offensive rebound. Outside for Levine. With the clock winding down. Ooh, can't throw it down with one hand.
Tried to show off just a little bit there, but ultimately didn't work out. You know, he's going to get a few stares from his coaching staff and probably his teammates in the next huddle.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, the big man not going to slow him down from getting that deuce.
Well, if you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. On the wing quickly. Lets it go. That one's wide left. Phoenix leading by 3. Here's ball. Tries again. And he drives in. The shot comes out. Some solid defense from Gasol. Quickly outside. Back to Levine. Oh, misses the dunk. And here's ball. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. 1:46 left in the opening quarter. Pass to Caruso. Booker surveying the D. Once again, off the mark by Phoenix. Raptors trail by 3. Here's Barnes. Right now averaging 5.5 a game. Outside for Levine. And he gets that one. Levine's got 5.
Look at the touch on Levine's shot, giving the floater just enough power.
Outside Booker. Phoenix no good that time either.
I saw a green light there. The D's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
And that was just moving the ball quickly. And he's rewarded at the end with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down. But when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Oh, wasted no time on that one. He has 6.
Yeah, Scotty has confidence from that mid-range and does not need much space.
And there's the call on Scotty Barnes. That's his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
There's ball with a 3.
But whether the shots are wide open or contested, he is just having no luck right now, guys, with anything. Yeah, one player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
So good at getting elevated. Levine rises up and hammers it down.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Booker. Looking to win the run. That doesn't go either for Ball.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him.
Coming onto the floor for your
Outside Levine. And stolen by Caruso. Here's Booker with 2 seconds left. And he sinks the layup.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
Here's Gasol. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game.
13. The Suns. 10.
And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. All right, what stands out to you from Toronto in this one?
Was simple. Rebounding made all the difference in the first quarter. They really got after it.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
Dick with a miss.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that, and that's a bad miscue, and you can't give up looks like that all game long.
Oh, Beal picks his pocket. O'Neal on the wing. Back to Beal. Wagner for 3. That one falls. Coming off Beal's feed.
For 3.
Wagner's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Outside White. And there's a whistle. That one goes on Royce O'Neal. That's his first foul of the game.
And I love Dick's aggressive mindset. I mean, this is how lethal he can be catching and firing.
Grant, there's a huge difference between talent on paper versus winning.
You're right, B.A., and it comes down to coaching, chemistry, and sacrifice. But I think the biggest thing is effort. All things being equal, the team that plays the hardest is going to win. Backing up that last three with another three. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
Pass to Dick. From the arc. Sends it home from three-point land. Dick's got 5 points now this quarter.
I'll tell you, Grady Dick can shoot for days. I mean, his confidence from beyond the arc is really incredible.
And here's Beal. There's a screen by Wiggins to the paint. And it's Bagley with the rebound. The Raptors with a lead. Launches it. Bradley Beal with a rebound. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Pass to Wiggins. Nice dish, and the layup goes down.
He can really read the floor. Precision pass in rhythm.
Outside Dick. Back to Bagley. To the inside. 5 to shoot. Pulls up on the wing. Oh, the big finish by Bagley.
Well, Bagley can move around you and get slender out there to find room on the floor to collect offensive rebounds.
And it's Toronto's ball. White for three. Counted from distance. And now it's a 5-point Toronto lead.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Outside O'Neal. Pass to Wiggins. It's Beal on the wing. And the Suns getting another bucket right there.
Beal loves to fire off the catch.
Here's White. The Suns clear it.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
And the basket by Beal.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Outside White. Bagley sets a screen. Lets it fly. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right iron. White's got 5 points now this quarter. Rose outside. And there's the drive. It's deflected.
And Bagley's defense airtight that time. Nice concentration on D.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Stolen by Quickly. And a fast break now for the Raptors. Crosses over. And the layup by Barnes. Barnes has got 8.
Oh, that's impactful defense right there. Finding a steal and instantly turning it into offense. This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Pass to Gasol. Barnes feeling it out a bit. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's Quickly with a drive. Here's Gasol. From outside, off the mark. Inside, here's Duren. The kick out to Ball. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Barnes. Pass to Levine. The finish! And Levine throws it down.
And this kind of play is only going to grow their lead. Holding the other guys down on defense and converting on the turnover.
So we conclude the first half. Toronto out in front. They're up by 6. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. See you in just a bit. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Toronto leading by 6. Britt, we've seen Quickly step up as a team leader since he came into the league.
Well, he's had tremendous confidence in what it is that he brings to a basketball team from the very beginning. It's taken him a little bit of time to gain that in the NBA setting. but he is now asserting himself as a floor general.
Pass to Levine. Back to Gasol. Shoots over Caruso. And that one's good. Gasol's got his first points of the game.
Oh, man, the playmaking ability of Levine continues to evolve. That was a sweet dime right there. Just love seeing him be that creative.
A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Here's Ball. Here's Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
And Duren has that length to corral anything around the basket.
Here's Gasol. That one's good. And it's Barnes with the assist. Gasol's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Remember when big men shooting threes were as rare as Sasquatch, and now those big guys are everywhere.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Guys, Scotty Barnes said, my game starts on the defensive end, guarding anybody and taking pride in it. That leads to great offensive transition and just leads me to stay on lockdown throughout the game. Brian?
And Allie, for all his offensive gifts, that focus on defense is what makes him special.
Okay, good game plan. Start the second half. 3 of 4 so far from the field.
Pass to Duren. It's tipped. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol.
Just a millisecond late. So close to coming up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
Back to Booker. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. That one on Barnes.
Defense tends to overcommit just because Booker's such a great offensive threat. That time he used it to his advantage. At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Outside for Booker. Devin Booker for 3.
Well, Booker looking to get quick revenge after that score.
Now here's Quickly. Gasol, the screen. Outside Levine. Barnes, it's good. Barnes has got 10 points.
The defense knows that's where Scotty Barnes does most of his work, but they still can't stop it.
Outside Booker. Deep. Booker gets it to go.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
And the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Shot by Levine, no good.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Out to the wing. Pass to Booker. Tries it from the top of the key. Quickly with a rebound. Toronto leading by 10. Outside Levine. To the middle. Duren with a steal. And the Suns pushing it up now. He goes up. Oh, a huge slam. An exclamation point on that break.
That'll definitely steal away some momentum, stripping them of the ball and then grabbing the bucket.
The 3 from Barnes. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Hornets at Spectrum Center in Charlotte. That'll be the 3rd stop of this 4-game trip. Oh, love to see Ball attack inside.
Yeah, inside Ball has to rely on his agility. That's how he finds his way to close-range looks.
Pass to Levine. Barnes the screen. The 3-ball. Shot by Levine, no good. Suns trail by 6. There's 37 seconds left in the 3rd. The open shot, Barnes. Finney-Smith pulls it in. And so here's Phoenix. For 3, Booker. Zach LaVine clears it away. Quickly, right side. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Burst of speed from quickly, too much for the D to react to.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. So hits one and misses one at the line. Outside Booker. Fires for three. Doesn't go that time. Quickly deciding where to go with it. Walter from outside. And the Raptors miss again. And we've watched three so far in this one. Toronto out in front. They lead by 7. And we're coming back in just...
The Suns, 36.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Now Booker. Pass to Wagner. Back to Okogie. Now Booker. Here's Okogie. Shot clock at 5. Outside Booker. Three-pointer. Beal. That one's good. Give the assist to Booker.
You got to get out on Beal. He's just too dangerous as an outside shooter.
Over to the wing. Outside Bagley. Outside Dick. Pass to Shumshay. He shoots a three. Fires in the triple. Shumshay's got his first 3 points of the game.
And when it comes to the three, they've been really dialed in here in the second half.
The three, Booker. It's hauled in by Shumshay.
I think if I was coaching these guys right now, especially him, I'd tell him, you take one more three-point shot, and we're going to have some conversations here side by side. What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive version.
Beal outside. The steal. Right side White. Lets it fly. Shumshay. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for the Raptors?
Yeah, they've collected an impressive number of steals so far, using fast hands to force some turnovers and then scoring on the other end.
Something else that has stood out is their up-tempo offense. I mean, these guys have been on the track all game long. They're creating high-percentage looks, getting out there on the fast break.
Got a piece of it. White with it. Now guarded by Booker. White. Good. And the Raptors lead by 15.
They're making it look easy out there, just having fun.
Yeah, some of these nights you got to enjoy yourself. Not too much at the expense of the other team, but right now this team is balling.
Here's Dick. The three is up. And the Raptors get it back. Puts up a three. He buries it from three. Dick's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, Bagley is an unselfish big, not always looking to score.
Booker no good.
The other team just looks more in sync and is riding the momentum.
Well, the other team is scorching hot, and they come down on this end and can't find a way to get the embers going.
Left side White. Back to Dick. The kick out to White. Clock at 2. Three-pointer, no good. Suns trail by 18. Beal, that one's good.
Yeah, you got to find Bradley Beal even in transition because he's going to get out there and fill that lane.
And the Suns pushing it up now. Let's go with a three. Can't get it to fall. Now 5 of 7. Here's Toronto with the ball. A 14-2 run over the last bit. Beyond the arc. That one's off. He's 4 for 9.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Raptors.
What would you say the deciding factor in this game was, Graham?
Yeah, B.A., ultimately you have to look at their field goal percentage. They were the more efficient team because they found clean looks all night.
And this is a nice victory for them. It's win number 14 of the year.
And they meet just twice, so taking the first meeting means a lot to this team.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Grady Dick.
It felt like there was more than one of him out there tonight. He was involved on every possession, and he made his presence felt in so many ways.
Just 2 to shoot. Agbaji can't hit. Phoenix with the ball. They trail by 14. Pass to Levine. Takes it inside.
Out of the way! Wow! An impressive job by this team. And you really can't discount the impact of this crowd here.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
Now here's Booker. He's guarded by Barnes. Back to Booker. The Suns need to get off a shot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Toronto ball.
So it's the Raptors winning this one easily. They didn't have too many problems tonight.